Hello, welcome to this video on Llily de Silva, exercise 19 or lesson 19, translation into Pali. So in the printed book it's at page 77, and the key, for those who are following the key, is at page 39 of the key. So first sentence. The man who came to the assembly could not speak with the ministers. So the man who came to the assembly, sorry, I'm just adjusting my screens here. In English we'd say the man who came to the assembly. In Pali we would say to the assembly come man. So agachati, he comes. Agata is come as a past participle with an adjectival meaning, meaning the man who had come, who was come. So agato puriso. Assembly is sabha, so it is the sabham in the accusative of motion. Sabham agatam puriso. Let me now go to my iPad screen for you. Here we are. So sabha, assembly, it's a feminine noun. So sabham agato puriso. Literally to the assembly come man. Was not able. So he is able, sakoti, he was able, sakosi, the aorist form, was not able, nasakosi, was not able to do what? Was not able to speak. So kateti, he speaks katetum nasakosi, was unable to speak. With whom amachehi saha. So the sabhamagato puriso, amachehi saha katetum, was not able, so there's an M there, na sakose. So sentence number 2. The child ran to the shop, taking the money given by the mother. This looks like a retranslation from the Pali of taking the money. In English we could also say with the money that his mother had given him. So, but with the money here, he got it in his hand, so we wouldn't say that mulena saha. We say mulam adaya. Adaya, literally having taken. So adaya, mulam adaya, with the money. This is an absolutive form, adaya, as I say, literally having taken, but it's often used to mean with, in the sense if you're going along with something. The Pali way of saying it is having taken something. So mulam adaya. So the by the mother given money. So amma, mother, amaya, by the mother, dinnam. So we've got amaya dinnam mulam adaya. By the mother given money having taken. The boy ran to the shop, or the child ran to the shop. That's easy enough. Darko apanam dhavi. So darko apanam dhavi. Three. The king is seated in the chariot drawn by horses. So the king is seated. Bupalo nisinno hoti. We wouldn't say nisidati. Nisidati means sits down. It refers to the actual act of sitting down, having been in a different position. Here we're talking about the position that he is in, like the static position. And so you say nisinno hoti. So bhupalo, to say the king is seated. Bhupalo nisinno hoti. So where is he seated? In the chariot. So rata is a chariot. So in the chariot is rate. Bhupalo rate. This goes in here. Bhupalo rate nisinno hoti. Now describe the chariot. A chariot drawn by horses. So by horses drawn. So assa, a horse. This is by horses. Is assehi. And to draw, to pull is akadhati. So pulled is akadhita. In the chariot pulled by horses is assehi akadhite rate. So assehi akadhite rate. So bhupalo assehi akadhite rate nisinno hoti. Number 4. Having discussed with the wise man, the farmers sent a messenger to the king. Okay. So in a sentence like this, you can put the subject right at the very beginning. So the farmers, with the wise man having spoken, to the king a messenger sent. So the farmers is kasaka. The farmers, having discussed or having consulted, manteti, Sanskrit mantrayati, Pali manteti, and the absolutive is mantetva. So the farmers, having discussed with the wise man, to the king a messenger sent. So kasaka panditeha mantetva. So having discussed with whom? Panditena saddhim. There's no space here. Sorry. So kasaka panditena saddhim mantitva, to the king bhupalasa santikam. Santika means means near or a place next to somebody, and they're sending him to. So it's the accusative santikam, to the santikam of the king. Bhupalasa santikam. You could say bhupalaya, but it's better Pali to say if you're sending a messenger to a king, sending something to somebody, you're sending it to the king's nearness, as it were. Bhupalasa santikam. To send peseti, he sends. Pesesum, aorist, they sent. So pesesum. What do they send? Duta, dutam. So there's a dot. I could. Here we are. Dutam pesesum. Kasaka panditena saddhimantitva bhupalasa santikan dutam pesesum. Number 5. The children went out of the open door. So to go out, literally to step out, nikamati. and you use that with the ablative. So they went out of the door, dwara, door. You say dwara nikkamingsu, or using the alternative, one of the alternative forms of the ablative, dvaramha. So dvaramha nikkamingsu. Dwaramha, ablative from dwara, nikkamingsu. They went out. The open door. So the daraka, oops, open is vivarta, in Sanskrit vivrita, Pali vivarta. So out of the open door, vivartamha dvaramha. So daraka vivart, it's a dot under the T. Daraka vivartamha dvaramha nikkamimsu. Number 6, the women who got down to the water washed clothes and bathed. Actually, the way it's given in the Pali, I'd rather say in English, the women went into the water, washed the clothes, and bathed. And how would you say that? So the women bathed, the vanita, a woman, and the plural can be either vanita or vanitayo. Vanitayo bathed. Nahayati, to bathe. Nahayimsu, they bathed. The women bathed. The women having done what? Bathed. 2 things. Vanitayo, first of all, having gone down into the water. Udaka, and you can, if you otarati, you can otarati something to go down into it. And from the same word as avatar, ava in Sanskrit often becomes o in Pali. So Sanskrit avatarati, Pali otarati. And it can take the accusative of motion, what you're going down into, and it can also take the locative. So udakamhi or udakam, in the key udakamhi is given. So udakamhi utaritva, and having washed the clothes, vatani. So vata is a garment, clothes in the singular. In Sanskrit it is vastra. So Pali vata, cognate with vestment, and the French se vêtir, to get dressed, vestirsi, to vest oneself. And like the word vest in English is from that same root. So, and it's neuter, so vatani, dhovati, dhovitva, having washed. So vanitayo udakamhi utaritva vatani dhovitva nahayimsu, they then bathed. Number 7, Buddhas and their disciples are worshipped by gods and men. So the Buddhas and the disciples. Okay, let's put Buddhacha Savakacha. Buddhacha Savakacha. Are worshipped. So pujeti and Vandati, either would do. So the pujita, the past participle, pujita, or vandita. We have the Buddha Vandana and the Dhamma Vandana in the chanting. So hunti, they are. So Buddhacha Savakacha, the Buddhas and the disciples, pujita or vandita hunti, by whom? Instrumental plural we want here, by the gods. So deva is a god, by the gods, devehi, by people. Manusa, by people, instrumental plural, manusehi. So it's devehicha. You could miss out this first cha in each case. It would be equally correct. It's a matter of style. How you feel the sentence flows better. So both Buddhas, if you repeat the cha, repeat this first cha, or include the first cha as well as the second one, it's slightly more emphatic. Both Buddhas and disciples are worshipped by both gods and men, slightly more emphatic. Buddhacha savakacha, devehicha, manusehicha, pujita, or vandita hunti. Number 8. The merchant sold the clothes sewn by the women. So, the merchant sold. The merchant, Vanijo, sold vikini. So the Vanijo, vikini. He sold what? The clothes. So you can say the vatani, which we just had above, or dusani. So the merchant sold the clothes, Vanijo vatani vikini. So the sewn clothes that had been sewn. So sibbati, it's actually from the same cognate root as our English word to sew, S-E-W. So sibbitani, sewn. The merchant, Vanijo sibbitani vatani vikini. Sewn by whom? Vanitahi, by the women. So the clothes sewn by the women, we say by the women sewn clothes. Vanitahi sibbitani vatani. So the whole sentence would read Vanijo vanitahi sibbitani vatani vikini. Number 9. I did not take the flowers and fruits brought by the girl from the forest. So I did not take. You can put the aham in optionally. Where you have a longish sentence, I did not take what? I did not take the flowers and the fruits brought by the girl from the market. The flowers and the fruits brought by the girl from the forest. Sorry, I did not take. Naganhim. It often aids comprehension. You'll find it down in Pali. You can put, as it were, an almost superfluous personal pronoun aham at the beginning of the sentence, just to indicate to your listener that the sentence is talking about something that I did or did not do. So with all the words coming in between, the listener knows that it's still something that you're talking about what yourself did or did not do. So, aham naganhim, I did not take. I did not take what? I did not take the flowers and the fruit. So pupanicha, palanicha. We could just say pupani palanicha. Again, this cha is optional. So pupani palanicha naganhim. I did not take the flowers and the fruit. What flowers and fruit? The ones brought by the girl from the forest. So darikaya ahatani, by the girl brought. Darikaya ahatani. So I did not take the flowers and the fruit that the girl had brought. In Pali we say the by the girl brought flowers and fruit. Aham darikaya ahatani pupani cha palani cha naganhim. Brought from where? From the forest. So vana, forest. From the forest, ablative vanamha. So the entire sentence now reads, Aham vanamha darikaya ahatani pupanicha palanicha naganhim. Sentence number 10. Being chased by the dog, the girls quickly ran home. So to chase is anubandhati, the bind. If you anubandhati, you, as it were, tie yourself on behind somebody, you chase them, trying to catch them. So if you are being chased by something, you are anubandhita. So the kanyayo, so from kanya, a girl, and there's more one way of saying that. I'm just following the form of vocabulary that's given in the key. So kanyayo, you could also say darikayo and so on. So kanyayo, the girls who were being chased, the anu bandhitayo, being chased by what? By a sonena, by a dog. So the by a dog chased girls, sonena anubandhitayo kanyayo, quickly ran home. So sigam, quickly. Oops. Geham dhavimsu, to the house ran. Geham dhavimsu. So the whole sentence now reads, Sunena anubandhitayo kanyayo sigam geham dhavimsu. Number 11. The teacher, having seen the evil deed done by the girl, advised her. So start off with the teacher. So it's the acharyo. The teacher advised acharyo uvadi. So uvadati, and the aorist, he advised uvadi. So acharyo advised her, tam uvadi. Sorry, my pen's playing up again a bit. I'll try again. tam uvadi. Note that in Sanskrit, tam would mean he, masculine, and it would be tam, her, feminine, but they both become tam in Pali. So tam uvadi could mean advised him or her, but here, of course, it has to be her because we've got the darika. So, having seen the evil deed, so papakammam pasitva, papakammam, the evil deed, papakammam pasitva, and you can also have disva, would be equally correct. In Sanskrit, it would be, of course, drishtva. So, papakammam pasitva, having seen the evil deed, done by whom? Katam, done. By the girl, we've got darika, and the instrumental darikaya. So we've got the acharyo, darikaya katam papakamam pasitva tam ovati. So the teacher, the by the girl done evil deed having seen, advised her. I'll read it again. Acharyo darikaya katam papakamam pasitva tam ovati. You can miss out the tam because it's obvious that he's advising her, not somebody else. So it's optional to put it in there. Sentence 12. We did not light the lamps prepared by the women. Again, we can start this sentence by putting the we, and then the verb can go right at the end. Mayam, we. To light, jaleti, so we lit, jalayimha. We did not light, na jalayimha. Mayam na jalayimha. We did not light what? We did not light the lamps. So deepa is a lamp, masculine, so this is the accusative plural. It would be deepe. We did not light the lamps. Deepe na jalayimha. We did not light the lamps prepared by the woman. So prepared is patiyadita. We did not light the lamps prepared. So patiyadite. We did not light the lamps that had been prepared. Mayam patiyadite dipe najalayimha. Being prepared by the women is vanitahi. So we, by the women prepared lamps, did not light. Mayam vanitahi patiyadite dipe najalayimha. Sentence 13. You do not drag the branches cut by the farmer from the mountain. In the key, it's expressed as an indicative, a statement. You do not. But in the key, it's expressed as an negative imperative. Do not drag the branches. So, do not drag. Do not thou drag. So ma. Remember, for an indicative, normally, and for not in the indicative, we do not light, we did not light, najalayimha. But for an imperative, you sometimes see na, but ma is more common and better, and in Sanskrit actually it's mandatory to use ma instead. So ma, do not. Do not thou, ma tuam. Do not drag or pull. Akadha, imperative. Akadhati, so the imperative is simply akadha. Ma tuam akadha. Do not drag what? The sakayo, the branches. So saka is a branch. Sakayo, feminine noun. Sakayo, the branches. The cut branches. So chinna, past participle means cut. So the cut branches would be chinnayo. So chinna, cut, becomes chinnayo, feminine plural. The cut branches. Cut by whom? By the farmer. Kasakena. Kasakena. So matvam kasakena chinnayo sakayo akadha. From where? From the mountain. Pabbata is a mountain. Pabbata. So from the mountain. Pabbatamha. You could also say pabbata, of course, or pabbatasma. So, not you, by the farmer cut branches from the mountain, pull or drag. Matvam kasakena chinnayo sakayo pabbatamha akadha. 14. Without getting the pay for the work done, the woman is angry. So the woman is angry. Vanita kudha hoti. It's from the root krud. And the past participle is kruddha in Sanskrit, like this. And it makes the verbal noun krodha, anger, which in Pali, of course, is kudha. So we could kuddha with a double D. Kudda becomes kuddha, angry, and krodha, krodha, anger. So kudha hoti, vanita kudha hoti. Having received is labhitva. Now, labhitva is the absolutive, having received, having got. You can negate an absolutive by putting an a, meaning not having received, as alabhitva. Mostly you cannot put a before a finite verb, but you can before the absolutive, as well, of course, as the past participle. So alabhitva, not having received. Not having received what? Vetanam. Enough space again. Vetanam. So vetanam alabhitva, not having received the wages. Wages for what? For the work. For her work. So assa kamassa. It would be literally the wages of her work. So assa kamassa vetanam. You couldn't leave out the assa without perfectly correctly and without altering the meaning of the sentence. So vanita kamassa vetanam alabhitva, of the work, pay or wages, not having received, kudha hoti, is angry. I'll say it again in Pali. vanita assakamassa vetanam alabhidva kudha. Sentence 15. Do not ask for fruits from the boy sitting on the branch. You could start it off with matvam, blah, 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 yacha, or you don't have to in the key. It's just mayacha, do not ask, is put at the end. So, mayacha. Ma and the feminative, the imperative, mayacha. Remember, yachati, he asks or he begs. So the imperative is yacha. Do not ask, do not beg, mayacha. Do not beg what, or do not ask for what? For the fruits. Or fruits without the palani. Palani mayacha. Do not ask for fruits. From whom? From the boy. Kumara, boy, kumaramha, from the boy. From the seated boy. Okay, in Pali it says from the boy sitting on the branch. In Pali we say on the branch, seated boy. So, nisinna, seated. And it's an adjective, so it has to agree with the noun. So, nisinnamha. Do not ask for fruit from the boy who is seated. So, nisinnamha kumaramha palani mayacha. And who's seated where? On the branch. Saka is a branch. On the branch is sakayam. In Sanskrit, it would be shaka. On the branch is shakayam. In Pali, sakayam. Remember, you often have a word ending in am, a long vowel with an M or anusvara in Sanskrit. Wherever that happens in Pali, the vowel is shortened. You can never have a long vowel followed by anusvara. So, I'll say it again in Pali, or in English first, but in the Pali order. From the on the branch seated boy, fruit, do not ask. So, sakayam nisidantam ha kumaram ha palani mayacha. Just mark this as being Sanskrit. Sentence number 16. The woman who is scolded by the Brahmin cries, seated at the door. So, to scold is akosati. In Sanskrit, akroshati, from krosh to shout, akroshati to shout at, to scold. In Pali, akosati. So if somebody is shouted at, is scolded, that person is akosita. Akosita. So the woman who is scolded, or could be was scolded, would be the akosita vanita. The akosita vanita. Scolded by whom? Brahmanena. So by the Brahman scolded woman, Brahmanena akosita vanita. Brahmanena akosita vanita. Cries seated at the door. Well, at the door you can just use the locative. So Dware nisinna rudati. So the Brahmanena akosita, the bride by the Brahman skilled woman, rudati, seated, cries, nisinna rudati, seated where? Dware nisinna rudati, at the door. So Brahmanena akosita vanita dware nisinna rudati. Number 17. The girl, being called by the mother, ran home to eat rice. Note the difference here between akosati, the Sanskrit akroshati means to scold, to shout at. But pakosati, Sanskrit prakroshati, simply means to call. There's no hostility there. So the girl called by the mother, so the darika, the girl who was called, the pakosita, the girl who was called pakosita darika, by whom? By the mother called girl, Amaya pakosita darika, Amaya, the instrumental of Amaya pakosita darika, ran home, Geham, literally house, ran, Geham dhavi, dhavati, he, she, it runs, dhavi was the aorist, third person singular aorist. So Gehan dhavi, to do what? Bunjitum, ran home to eat, bunjitum. That's the infinitive here, with its characteristic tum ending, bunjitum, tum or itum. Ran home to eat rice. Rice is bhattam, or food generally. So by the mother called girl, rice to eat, home ran. The girl being called by the mother ran home to eat rice. So I'll say that now in Pali. Amaya pakosita darika bhattam bhunjitung gehandhavi. I missed the dot here. Oops. Number 18. The men who tried to cut the creepers started pulling the branches. So the men who tried to cut the creepers, you can say the men having tried to cut the creepers. So to try or to make an effort to do something is ussahati. I've seen that the key gives the past participial form ussahita. I'm not sure whether that's right. I have a feeling it ought to be ussahitva, which seems to me far more normal. So having tried, I'm not sure that ussahita can be used in that way of a person who has made an attempt. To be on the safe side, let's say ussahitva, having attempted. Having attempted to do what? Chindati, to cut, chinditum, to cut. So having attempted to cut, chinditum ussahitva, to cut what? The creepers. A creeper is a lata, and the plural then latayo. So having attempted to cut the creepers, latayo chinditum ussahitva, the men started to pull the branches. So they started, arabhati, to start, so arabhimsu. They started to do what? To pull or drag. Akaditum. Akaditum. So they started to pull what? The branches. Branch is a saka, so sakayo. So having attempted to cut the creepers, latayo chinditum usahitva, they started to pull the branches to pull, they started sakayo akaditum arabhimsu, and who did the nara or the purisa or the manusa, various words for men. So latayo chinditum usahitva nara sakayo akaditum arabhimsu. Sentence 19. The farmer who makes a living righteously, ploughing his fields, experiences happiness with his wife and children. So, the farmer is the kasako. The farmer who makes a living righteously. So, just living righteously. Jivanto, living. Now the key gives dhammena jivanto, means living righteously. But if you make ajivanto, ajivate, is not just to live, it's the sense of how you make your living, how you conduct your life. So it actually would be better here. Who makes a living righteously would be dhammena, by the Dharma. Dhammena ajivanto kasako, the by the Dharma, making a living or conducting his life, farmer. We have it in right livelihood as the samma ajiva, not sammajiva, but samma ajiva, the way of leading your life, livelihood. Ploughing his fields. So kete. Kasanto. Finds happiness or experiences happiness. If you experience happiness, it's the vindati. It's cognate with our English word find, actually. Find, vindati. He finds happiness, sukham. Sukham vindati, he experiences happiness with his wife and children. So you don't have to say his, just with wife and children. So bharya is the wife. With the wife, bharyaya, with his wife and children, bharyayacha, darakehicha. So, the righteously living making farmer, the dhammena ajivanto kasako, ploughing his fields, kete kasanto, that's the present participle, long form kasanto, with wife and children, bharyayacha, darakehicha, happiness finds or experience, sukham vindati. I'll read it again. Dhammena ajivanto kasako, kete kasanto, bharyayacha, darakehicha, sukham vindati. Right, 20. Deities who have departed from the world of gods and are born in the human world rejoice listening to the Dhamma preached by the Buddha. So let's just, before we put it all into Pali, let's just unpick it to see what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. So deities who have departed from the world and are born in the human world, that's fairly simple. So the deities, Devatayo or Sura, who have departed from the world of gods. So the Devaloka, the world of gods, Chavati, just look, this word chavati, it literally means to fall, but it's not the ordinary word patati, to fall over. Chavati is to fall in the sense of to come down from one status to another. If you descend from a divine realm into the human realm, it's often described as chavati, you fall from one to the other. And upajjati, to be born. So you would say then that gods from the Devaloka Chavitva having fallen, in the human realm having been born, that's Manusaloke Upajjitva, rejoice, modanti, doing what? Sunanta, sunoti, sunanta, hearing, listening. Listening to what? Dhammam sunanta modanti, listening to the Dhamma. What Dhamma? The Buddhena desitam, Dhammam sunanta modanti. So, Sura, we could use Deva, Sura, having fallen from the divine realm. So Chavitva, having fallen from the Devalokam, Sura Devalokam Chavitva, having been born, they do one thing then another, so we can have the series here, two absolutives. So Manusaloke Upajjitva, Upajjitva, having arisen, having been born. That's from the root, the Sanskrit, the root pad, the prefix utpad, and the verbal noun is utpada, the arising, and in Pali uppada, as in paticca samuppada, dependent co-origination. So Sura Devaloka Mahachavitva Manusaloke Upajjitva Mudanti, rejoice. Rejoice doing what? Sunanta, hearing. Use a present participle here. Sunanta, hearing, they rejoice. Hearing what? Dhammam. So the Dhamma hearing, they rejoice. Dhammam sunanta modanti. Which Dhamma? The Dhamma preached by the Buddha, by the Buddha preached. So that would be Buddhena, desitam. Buddhena desitam dhammam. So the gods, having fallen from the divine realm, having been born in the human realm, rejoice modanti, sunanta, hearing the Buddhena desitam dhammam, the by the Buddha preached Dhamma. I'll say the entire sentence in Pali now. Sura devalokam hachavidva manusaloke upajitva Buddhena desitam dhammam sunanta modanti. 21. The thieves who were instructed by the monk became good men. So, the thieves, by the monk instructed, good men became or were. You can use just the bhavati there, because bhavati means to be, as you know, but it can also mean to become. So they became good men, sapurisa bhavinsu. So the chora is a thief, plural chora. Good men became good men, sapurisa bhavinsu. So add a bit there. By the monk instructed is samana, the monk. Samanena, by the monk, instructed. Anusasita. Anusasita. And of course, in the plural, becomes anusasita. So, chora, the thieves, sapurisa bhavinsu, became good men. How? Samanena anusasita, instructed by the monks. I'll read the sentence in Pali. Chora, samanena anusasita, sapurisa bhavinsu. Number 22. There were no fruits on the trees planted by the farmer. So by the farmer, on the planted trees, fruits were not. So on the trees, rukesu, planted, on the trees planted, ropeti, so ropita is planted, ropitesu, on the trees that had been planted, on the planted trees. Planted by whom? Kasakena. So kasakena, ropitesu, rukesu. Kasakena by the farmer, ropitesu, sukesu, on the trees. Fruits were not. So that's easy enough. Palani nabhavansu. Kasakena rupitesu rukesu palani nabhavimsu. Number 23. Bitten by the dog, the girl ran home and cried. So, dasati is to bite. So, bitten is dasita, bitten by a dog using the word sunaka. So, sunakena dasita for a girl. So, sunakena dasita darika. So the by the dog bitten girl, the girl had been bitten by the dog, ran home and cried. We'd say, having run home and cried. She runs home would be gehen dhavati. So having run home, gehen dhavitva. Gehen dhavitva. Rodi, rodati is he, she, cries. Rodi, just cried, is the aorist. Sunakena dasita darika, gehen dhavitva rodi. 24. The minister is not known by the doctor. Not known to the doctor, we'd say in English, but not known by the doctor, you can say in Pali. So by the doctor, the minister is not known. So the doctor, Vejja, by the doctor, Vejjena, by the doctor, the minister, Amacho, not known is, Na, Nyato, Hoti. This Nyato is a regular past participle here. The root Nya in Sanskrit becomes Nya in Pali, just add a ta, Nyata, known. So Vejjena Amacho Nanyato Hoti. 25. Seated under the tree, the girls played with sand. Kirlati, to play, with the subdotted L, Kirlati, Sanskrit Krida, so Sanskrit Kridati, oops, Kridati, and Pali Kirlati. So the girls played. Dari kayo kirimsu. The girls played. The girls played with what? Sand is valuka. So they played with the sand valukaya. Instrumental. Dari kayo valukaya kirimsu. And where? Seated under a tree. Remember, in Pali you would say at a tree root. So rukamule Rukamula is a root, rukamule, seated, nisinna, and it has to be nisinnayo to make the feminine plural. So rukamule, nisinnayo, darikayo, valukaya, kirimsu. Number 26, sons do not drink liquor. Sons, that's easy enough. Putta. Do not. Ma. Pivati is he drinks. So do not drink is pivata. Ma pivata. Do not drink. Do not drink. Suram. Putta ma suram pivata. It's actually from the nominative is sura. And accusative suram, of course, and that's where we have that in the pre-section. Sura, Merya, Majja, Pamada, Tana, Veramani, Sikhapadam, Samadhyami. That's that same sura, the liquor. Mothers prevent children from evil. So to prevent or to turn somebody away from is nivareti. They turn away, nivarenti. So mothers, the amma, the mothers, the children from evil turn away. So the amma. You can also have ammayo or amma. They're both correct. Ammayo. The children, darake, from evil, papa, or papamha, to turn away, nivareti, they turn away, nivarenti. And this var root vr, which is cognate with our English word ward, actually, as in you ward off or guard. Nivareti, you ward off, turn them away. I gave water to the dog oppressed with thirst. So, oppressed with thirst, pipasena pilita. In Sanskrit, pain is pida. In Pali, it is pila. If you are oppressed or pained, you are pilita. Just as in Sanskrit, you would be pidita. The pipasa, thirst. If you are oppressed by thirst, tormented by thirst, you are pipasena pilita. So, to the dog, paniyam adasyam. I gave water. Okay. Paniyam adasyam. I gave water to whom? Kukurasa, to the dog. Kukurasa paniyam adasyam. I gave water to the dog. Which dog? To the dog who was oppressed or tormented. Sorry, let me do that again for you. The Bilitassa. I gave water to the tormented dog. Tormented by what? Pipasa is thirst, so pipasena. To the by thirst tormented or oppressed dog, water I gave. Pipasena, pilitassa, kukurassa, paniyam, adasim. And in the key it's got an aham in front. That's optional, the I there. Number 29. Seeing the hunter coming, we hid among the trees. So we, the approaching hunter, having seen in the trees, hid. So we hid. We hid. Niliyim, is this root li? Meaning to lie down, cognate with our English word to lie. And the ali, to repose or have your abode in a certain place, makes the noun alaya, as in Himalaya, the snow abode, by Santi Himalaya, the abode of snow. Nili, with the prefix nili, can mean to lie down, also means to hide. So niliyati, hides, and so we hid would be niliyimha. We'll put that at the end. Niliyimha. So we hid where? Among the trees. Rukesud, literally in the trees. Rukesu. Sorry, my pen's gone a bit funny. I'll redo that. Rukesu. So, having seen Tisva, having seen what? The hunter, a luddaka, so luddakam. So, having seen a hunter, we hid among the trees, luddakan Tisva, rukesu niliyimha. Having seen the hunter coming, upasankamati is to approach, upasankamanto, luddako would be an approaching hunter, but it's the accusative, upasankamantam luddakandisva. So upasankamantam. So, and you can put the mayam, we, in front of the sentence, but optional. So mayam upasankamantam luddakandisva rukesu niliyimha. And number 30, we prepared alms with faith and gave to the monks. So the word faith in this context is like trust, is shraddha in Sanskrit, siddha in Pali. So what did we do? We gave. Dadimha, we gave. Dadimha, we gave what? To whom? To the monks. We gave to the monks. Samananam. We gave what to the monks? We gave danani, but having prepared, pratyadetva, having prepared alms, having prepared, dana, you can use that in the plural here. So danani, pratyadetva, sorry, I didn't leave enough space there. Danani patyadetva, alms having prepared, samananam dadimha, to the monks we gave. You can put the mayam optionally, we, at the beginning of the sentence, and with faith. Faith is saddha. With faith, then instrumental saddhaya. So saddhaya danani patyaditva, having prepared the danas, the alms, saddhaya with faith, to the monks we gave, samananam dadimha. I'll read the sentence again. Mayam saddhaya danani patyaditva, samananam dadimha. Good, and that concludes the English to Pali of Llily Silva lesson 19.